Hi, I'm Paul Salmon. I'm a spiritualist medium. My guest today is Christian spiritualist minister Denise Mascherpa. Hi Denise.
Hello.
And welcome back.
Yes, lovely to be here again.
It's lovely to have you, because last time you came on, you just became a minister.
Yes, wasn't long after, yeah.
Now about a year's gone by or so.
Nearly 2 years. Well,
2 years?
It was 2014.
I said I've got to think about time, haven't I, early on. How's it been? How's your life changed since you've become a minister?
Well, it has changed, but slowly, very, very slowly. I'm just very much more aware, how can I put it, of what I can do for people that might not have just come to me as a medium or as a healer. And I feel as if I'm bringing more people together, making people understand where we're coming from.
So Denise, do you feel, I know this is a bit of a weird question, might be a daft question.
I do weird.
You do weird?
Yeah.
Do you feel closer to God since you've been a minister, since you are a minister?
I feel as if I'm doing the right thing. If I look back on my life, I've always had an interest, because we're brought up that way. We go to church, it was what happened as a child. But talking to my friends, when I told them I was going to be a minister, they said, well, and you've always been that way. I said, well, have I? And they accepted it way before I did, I think. Okay. And yeah, I just feel that I'm doing the job I'm meant to do, having argued for some time that I had no intention of doing it. I then was, they play games with you, Spirit, and they say, let her have her way, but she'll do as she's told in the end.
Has it made you feel complete in a way that you've official minister now, or has it brought wholeness into your life?
I don't know about complete. Are we ever complete? We're a work in progress, really, aren't we? I feel as if I'm doing the right thing, though sometimes it does feel lonely, because you have certain things that don't sit so well with you anymore. This also comes from the mediumship as well, of seeing people differently. And you think, how can I have known that person all those years and not seen that in them, not seen that negativity in them? And people will say to you, oh, you've changed, but it's actually not me that's changed, really. It's just I'm aware of what they're like, and I no longer hold a purpose for them. Because I've got, not a barrier, but I stand in my own power, if you like.
And are people now attracted towards you? Do you find people like
not everybody, no.
No?
People like to criticise you, and that's fine. And I just, it's interesting view, but it's not mine. And I try my hardest to understand other people's ways of thinking, because at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is live together in harmony. Yes, there are bad things that go on in the world, but there's also a lot of ignorance, and that's where fear, and this is where a lot of the wars and all this sort of thing comes from. But if we know more about each other's religions, where it comes from, you'll find that we're not so dissimilar. We talk about God, the Virgin Mary, the parting of the waters by Moses. You'll find this in virtually every religion under a different name. Give or take. Generally speaking, people in the East were nomads. They went around, they told stories, they didn't write. Muhammad was illiterate. There's a similarity in everything, always a thread. So we're not so dissimilar.
No. But have you felt Jesus? Have you felt him around you, or have you seen him at all?
Way before I became a minister, yes. And that was when I sat in circle. Twice, and I just feel a presence. I know that I'm, Spirit will guide me where I'm meant to be. And people talk about trance. I haven't done a deep trance or anything. That's not clearly for me at the moment. I'm not saying ever, but I find Spirit work through me. For instance, you might say to me, what does this mean? And I'm thinking, I don't really know. But before I say that, my mouth opens and out comes this explanation. And somebody will say, well, that's really interesting. And I thought, you do not know how interesting, because I didn't know a minute ago. So that's how they kind of work through me, apart from mediumship and healing as well. And obviously doing services, that sort of thing. But it's very interesting. every day there seems to be something different that gives me a deeper understanding. It might just be very tiny, but it's...
But I've noticed a bit of difference in you on
Have you, by
the dreaded Facebook
yes.
and social media, because there's more philosophical sayings, you're writing more.
Yes. Again, I like so many mediums, hold circles and teach, and at the present moment I am moving. So when I packed my home up, it was virtually in boxes, and I said to my circles, well, I can't have you here at the moment, it's just not conducive, but we'll be back in a few weeks. Well, that was back in August. I'm still not moved, but the house is sold. It's just been one or two things. So I was moaning and whinging that I wasn't teaching enough in the right... And I thought, well, hang on a minute, stop whinging about it, do something. So I decided to put things on Facebook, more or less every day, just something, and get a reaction. So there was still a play and still a connection with me, and other people were coming in, as well as I have it at Swans. As you know, I run Swans, a spiritual workshop and nurturing sanctuary. I will get them, and they're coming in. So I didn't just drop off the planet. I wasn't meant to. So and again, I never know what I'm going to write until they tell me.
Technology as it is, your ministry can go well to your oyster, isn't it?
Oh yes,
literally.
yeah. I did that for a while with a friend. We visited all the local churches, and he wasn't spiritualist, but he supported me. He was religious, but we went round. We went to their services. We talked to the congregation. We talked to the ministers. We then wrote about each church and the individuals in it, told them about us, and that went quite well for a while. It was just getting people together to know each other and see what it's nice, and it was a lovely experience. Lovely experience.
Tell us a bit about Swans. What's happening at the moment?
Swans, well, it's been going since 2012 now. As you know, you met Claire and Graham that I have done it with. We meet once a month on the first Friday of the month. I have it. I think I took my eye off the ball, to be perfectly frank, just for a while. So I need to zhuzh it up a bit. We have visiting mediums from all over, and obviously we stand ourselves in between and do workshops and anything. We do fairs as well. Because Southwick Community Centre is a large centre, and it's very good for all that. We have just had our carol service, which was lovely. We don't meet in January because there's so much going on, so we're booked up. I've got next medium for February, but I'm hoping this year to get a lot more workshops and interaction, and also within the Swans meeting itself. At the end, we're just leaving a little bit of time for question and answer now. If the medium is happy with that, some may not be, but we'll always ask them first, and we're there also to ask questions. And we get some very strange questions sometimes, like where's the weirdest place you've seen somebody and all this sort of thing. But it gets people interested, and the vibrations raised because there's laughter, there's fun, but there's also a serious side to it as well. And then they come up with tea and coffee.
I'm interrupting you. I'm interrupting my guest.
How very dare you.
Just saying, I had a great time when I came down to Swans. And
we had a lovely evening.
Orb talk. I'll have to come back when I take some more photographs. What's jumping to a bigger question? As your minister, what's heaven like? What's going to be there when I pop over? Or you?
I'll meet you. Hi. Heaven's here, really, isn't it? If we want it to be, it's where we part the curtains. They're just there, aren't they?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
It's not sitting on a cloud with a book saying what's going on. It's an energy. It's how you perceive it. Different people perceive things in different ways. I talk about God. I talk about Jesus, but I tend to talk more about spirit. It's there. And what they want me to do. Yes, we have guides and helpers, but they're only just sort of shoving you this way and that and opening doors for you. It's a parallel, really, but without any pain, without any nastiness, without any prejudice.
Right, these spirit guides we have as mediums and clairvoyants and what have you, do you think we'll actually get to meet them on the other side?
Why not? I mean, some guides...
I mean, I know we meet them here now to some extent.
Yeah, well, why not? They were sent to us to help us. Some stay forever, some move on when they've done their little bit of work that they need to do, just like friends here and people that come into our life here. Some are there from forever, and some are there to teach us or where to teach them. They have a purpose, and then they go, and so let them go if it's their time to go on somewhere else. You know, why shouldn't we meet them? They'll be busy doing other things as well, but yeah, why not?
No, I don't know. I'll just say.
I feel we will.
Yeah.
If we need to.
I just want to meet them face to face, like we're meeting now. You know.
Well, you can. Certain ones you can.
Yeah.
You can. It depends how much you see. And that's something that you can develop.
Are you still developing as a medium?
Oh yes, I don't think I'll ever stop. Well, if I do, then I'm probably not in the right job.
How do you think you're developing?
I'm much calmer than I used to be. Much calmer. I used to be very volatile, and very occasionally do I growl these days, but I do. I just have a more gentle understanding of people. I don't think that my opinion is the only opinion, because I've worked it out and therefore it must be the best. I have one. I learned to keep quiet a little bit more than I used to and let people speak and give their opinion. Even if I have a parallel story, that's their moment. My story will keep till another time. I just try to be a little nicer to people, and then hopefully they're nicer to me.
Oh yeah.
And then we all get on in harmony. Eventually, yes.
Yeah. No, I've never seen you growl. I don't think I'd want to either.
No, you haven't made me growl, Paul. No.
What's coming up for next year, Denise?
With me, well, my move, that's the main thing. Once I get moved, that'll be nice. I can have my circles starting again. I'll have a garden, which would be nice to do some work in. Swans will continue, though I think it is beginning to develop and slightly change. Things do morph every so often. I want to do a lot more psychic fairs, that sort of thing, for swans, and get a lot more people together doing different things. I haven't done one for a couple of years. It hasn't been possible, but I think it's about time I was out there, because I am quite good at organising once I put myself into it. I'd like to travel a lot more, doing a lot more work. I don't actually see myself on the internet non-stop, but I want a presence on there, because I think you have to be there, otherwise you get lost.
Have you got time for hobbies?
Well, I suppose, yes, I would. I used to do a lot of amateur dramatics.
Because we spoke of Shakespeare, didn't we?
Yes, we did. That was fun. I used to love doing that, but my work took me away from that, because obviously once you commit yourself to a play, you need to be there to support the other people, and I had to stop that, and I haven't done that for a long time. I don't know if I could learn the scripts anymore. Possibly, if I was meant to. I do like it. I like going to the theatre. I like going to anything that's entertaining. Like entertaining at home and reading, but not any major hobbies as such. People say, "Was this your hobby?" I said, "No, that's my life." Oh yeah.
Even when they see the.
Yes. Oh, somebody actually said that I was in fancy dress once, and I didn't give a particularly very spiritual reply, but nevertheless, I think she got the message. I am who I am. Whether I'm a minister, I still have fun. I still enjoy people. I'm not. You don't have to be all precious around me. I'm not that. I'm alternative. Definitely alternative. If they insist that I do, come into this way of life, then I have to do it my way. I can't do it somebody else's way. But I'm developing. But I couldn't bear to be without it. It is who I am.
Yeah.
I live and breathe healing. I don't just pick it up when I feel like it. It's Wednesday, I'll do some healing. I am that person. I'm there 24/7. I am a medium, but I'm not what they call a dripping medium. I don't suddenly say, "Oh, by the way, who's that?"
No.
It's a bit rude. It's like looking at somebody's handbag or something. It's not on. When it happens. Though having said that, when I was in Circle, she used to tell us to go and stand in a supermarket and just see what we saw, and we did. But she said, for goodness sake, don't be telling anybody what you've seen. It was just one of those little acts to see that we could actually do this sort of thing. But yes, I have been approached myself by total strangers saying, what's this? And I go away. Don't want to know, actually. It's wrong. There are ethics to it, and there is a standard that should be maintained. Hence, the new Spiritualist Society came along, which I was ordained into by Lynn, who was my tutor, Reverend Lynn de Swartz. She's lost the guest now. That was one of her other names. Because we want the standards to be bettered, to give good evidence. Who is this? What vibration have they come in? What is the message? Who are you going to? May I work with you? Yes or no, whichever. Yes, 9 times out of 10 they are coming with love. They are coming for a reason. But that can come in afterwards. You need to give solid evidence that that person knows. And it can be the most ridiculous thing, but they connect. Yes, I was doing the gardening today. Yes, I was tidying out my drawers. Then you're in, and then the energy builds, and it's fine, because you do have a responsibility to the person there. It's a form of healing, mediumship. So yes, sometimes you do get tears and this sort of thing. I've cried when I've been given messages, but it's usually joy, love, that sort of thing. I'm not so, oh goodness, I must get out of this room. You have a responsibility. You're just the middleman, really. Then me, you know, and that goes with mediumship, with healing, with anything. And you've got to lose your ego and just be the person that you're meant to do, the messenger.
Well, I'm glad you've come today and you're the person you are. I'm glad we've connected.
Thank you.
Once again, it's always been a connection between us.
We have. That's another show.
Call me later. And I'll quote you some Shakespeare. I can't even say it.
Really?
I'll quote you some Shakespeare afterwards.
Oh, please. Yes, I like a bit of quotes.
Thanks, Denise.
Thanks
for being a guest, and see you again sometime.
Thank you. Yes, you will. Bye.